academic, athletic, and social accomplishments. Now, if you ask the ladies in the class, I'm sure they'll tell you that his good looks and impeccable sense of style didn't hurt either. After graduation, Dan will head to sunny LA, where he will continue his studies in a combined orthodontics and master's in oral biology program at the University of California, Los Angeles. Now, please join me in welcoming our dental student speaker and my good friend, Dan Cassarella.
Thank you for your kind words and your thoughtful words, Deepak. I really appreciate them. Dean Donoff, Dean Flyer, members of the faculty, distinguished guests, parents and family, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, my classmates, the Harvard School of Dental Medicine and Harvard Medical School class of 2008. It is my honor to speak to you today as a proud member of the Harvard School of Dental Medicine class of 2008. I would like to begin by asking you to come back with me to the year 1986, the year when most of today's graduates were just beginning school when they were about 5 or 6 years old. The song "We Are the World" played on the radio. Oprah Winfrey performed her first TV show to a national audience. The Red Sox lost the World Series. Not that too many in this crowd need to be reminded of that. The Patriots lost the Super Bowl. The Celtics won the NBA championship. Ronald Reagan signed legislation which recognized Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday as a national holiday. And Top Gun was the U.S.'s top-grossing film. For many of the graduates seated here today, there may be other memories of 1986 that are more vivid than the aforementioned events. For me, for instance, I fondly recall it as the year when I was introduced to Nintendo. However, in the spirit of today, I think it would be better for me to focus on our educational journey together and neglect my own adventures in time wasting that were afforded to me by games like Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt and The Legend of Zelda. I would also like to apologize today to the MD PhD graduates who began their educational journeys not in 1986, but during the Eisenhower administration. The child who nervously got on that big yellow bus over 22 years ago, the parents who put their child on that bus, the faculty members who may have been themselves students at the time, all assemble here in 2008 for a truly extraordinary event. Commencement appears on our university calendar once per year, every year. This event appears on the life calendar of the graduate only once, so be proud, as today represents a lifetime of achievement. Today, we can rightly gaze upon the past with pride and gaze upon the horizon of the future with hope. Today, faculty, family, and friends celebrate the graduates seated here today. And faculty, family, and friends, I am certain I speak on behalf of all of my classmates when I say it is you who we celebrate today. Classmates, we bring to this moment a variety of emotions. We all arrive at this moment with pride, joy, uncertainty, and sheer terror as we think of the colossus of combined financial debt that we represent. However, today, we present to commencement well-rested and in the highest of spirits, ready to take part in one of the most exhilarating achievements of our life. We gather to pay tribute to our supporters and to our own toils that now span more than 2 decades. We also look to the opportunity and challenge that tomorrow will bring and ask ourselves what we will bring to tomorrow. Countless untold stories have brought us graduates here today. We have arrived through the struggles of parents and grandparents who fought to create greater opportunities for their children. We are also brought by faculty who selflessly devoted their own lives and their own struggles to our education. Today represents the grueling battle waged by families who immigrated to our country for greater opportunity and persisted tirelessly for years to achieve it. It represents the triumph of the graduate who is the first in his family to have the opportunity of higher education. Some have completed this journey while caring for young families of their own. Today represents staggering personal obstacles that were overcome en route to achieving this great goal. These efforts unite us here today, and family, faculty, and friends, please know that you will be with us as we cross the stage to receive our diplomas. We also think of those who cannot be with us today. Maybe of a grandfather who alerted his granddaughter of her potential. Maybe of a grandfather who inspired his grandson to stand for something. All of us sadly think of a classmate that we lost. David Magoon taught us some of the greatest lessons in dental and medical school. I'd like to thank his family for coming here to celebrate with us and support us today. The lessons that Dave taught us were timeless and strong, and his influence will be spread, as we do, to all corners of this country and this world. His younger brother, Christopher, said it and said it well. David was the type of person that liked to be everywhere at once, and now he can be. Although we have shed tears during our time here at Harvard, we could also probably have a few laughs when we reflect on our journeys. I recall the day of my interview quite well. It was not perfect. It was October 1st, 2003. My friend dropped me off on Longwood Ave at the Harvard Medical Quad, right behind where we sit today, and I walked towards the Harvard School of Dental Medicine with confidence for my very first dental school interview. I passed the post office as I took a deep breath and tried to gather my composure before the interview. I entered a brick building and approached a uniformed guard. I politely said, "Excuse me, sir, can you please tell me where the Office of Dental Education is?" The guard looked at me for a very long couple of seconds and said, "Son, this is not a dental school. This is the police station." Embarrassed, I approached what I had passed along the way and previously thought was a post office and realized that it was, in fact, the Harvard School of Dental Medicine. In spite of my mistake, it did not take me very long to realize that HSDM was truly an exceptional place. My classmates and I were privileged to receive a balanced education in an intimate and collaborative environment. The kind and hardworking people within the HSDM were, in my opinion, its greatest assets: students, faculty, staff, and administration. We were truly privileged to share our first 2 years with our colleagues at Harvard Medical School, and we are honored to graduate with you today. Our education was dynamic, interdisciplinary, and comprehensive. The diversity of talents and camaraderie of our class enabled synergy among us as we learned. We dispersed today, as Dr. Donoff often states, through a wider funnel than the one we entered 4 years ago. HSDM has succeeded in its mission of augmenting our perspective. Now large questions remain. How will we lead? How will we innovate? Where will we make our contributions? Like the questions on the new pathway exams in the first 2 years of medical school, these questions have no specified right or wrong answer. We will all utilize the talents, strengths, and point of view in unique ways, with the common result of providing renewal and revitalization to the practice of dental medicine and medicine. Here in Boston, while addressing the citizens of Massachusetts in his last public address prior to assuming the office of president, in the beginning of what would be a turbulent decade, President-elect John F. Kennedy told the crowd, "For those of whom much is given, much is required." The gifts we received are assembled before us right now: our classmates, our supporters, our teachers, the opportunity to learn at this great institution, and the opportunity to pursue important and challenging work tomorrow. The magnitude of the privileges that we will have as leaders in dental medicine and medicine can only be as great as the magnitude of responsibility that we assume to ourselves, to our patients, to each other, and to the world. As I conclude, classmates, I ask you again to think back to that 5-year-old who was getting on the bus for the first time. And again, we step forward with the future uncertain. As we create our future in the days ahead, may we engage life with the same curiosity, the same sense of wonder, the same amount of laughter, the same willingness to fail, and the same imagination of that 5-year-old child. As we rise up to meet the great challenges of our time, let's do it with a smile, and I'm confident that the world will return the favor. Congratulations and thank you.